fantastic movie. Congratulations on the working on it.
Yeah.
3 distinctive time zones or time eras that we see in the movie. Did you set about doing different music for each section?
Yeah, we scored the film in the same way the script is structured and the way it's been shot. We did 3 different scores, and that was the initial starting point for approaching the film. So we did 1984, where it's optimism in the future, about how technology is going to change our lives. So I embraced the synthesizer and equipment from 1984. So I got to live out my sort of geek fantasies of being a 1984 synth wizard. Second act, opera house, San Francisco Opera House. Let's write an opera. Let's write a massive orchestral score. So we wrote a big orchestral score to encapsulate Steve Jobs, the conductor, the ringmaster. And in the third act, we're at a stage where computing is where we are now, this digital world where we're shooting on digital, let's write digital, did it all in the box on the computer, on Apple Logic software. And that's how we wrote the third act.
What was the hardest part about using that kind of structure and even the software of Apple software?
Apple software, Logic X, I could go on. We could have a very boring conversation for a long time about Apple Logic Pro X and all kinds of problems about that. But let's not do that. Every element had its challenges. Like, writing a big opera wasn't that easy. The hardest part was the massive sort of 10-minute symphony between Scully, played by Jeff Daniels, and Michael Fassbender, Steve Jobs. Really epic orchestral piece that had to flow with Aaron's words, move backwards and forwards. That was probably the hardest bit, because it's writing a 10-minute symphony that works with dialogue and keeps getting recut is not easy.
Yeah. Do you have to do it any differently, given that the structure is also real time for most part?
Yeah, I mean, it's real time, but the edit, they can keep tweaking and stuff. And Danny is a perfectionist and always likes to keep pushing it right up to the edge. So even we did a screening and we did in Telluride and we did some more tweaks after that. Guy's a perfectionist. He's an amazing director.
Is that fun to work with someone who's such a perfectionist?
Yeah, because the end result is brilliant. Sometimes you're like, what? We're changing the scene again? But look, if you're a composer, working with Danny Boyle is one of the greatest directors you could ever work with. And I've just worked with him, so that's great.
Excellent. And what have you got coming up next?
I'm about to do another film, which I'm keeping secret at the moment, but it's with another quite well-known director. So
is it something completely different?
It's so different. It boggles belief.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on this one. Thank you very much. Cheers. Pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You